Hey guys, so I wanted to bring you and show you somewhere different with a different view. Here is the bluff. And I wanted to come and show you this little area because it's really beautiful, and there's the sun setting, and I was hoping to give you guys a little bit more of a view this time. Yeah, so we shall see what we shall see. Some people are here, so I'll just wait for them to go and then I'll start recording. Okay, hi family, I'm back. I've been doing some sun gazing, so I really can't sit, like while the family that was over there, just over there by the sign, I really can't see anything on the screen right now, so I hope that you can see the ocean behind me. I listened to the video that I just recorded in part 1 because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything, and I brought up about my wounded feminine. And I also brought up about the dark feminine aspect within myself. And the reason that Spirit told me that my channel, like that the video was cut off, was because we brought in lower vibrational frequencies. So quote unquote dark energies. There was Crowley hanging around again. So let's not bring him through again. We were just like, yeah, and I'm not saying that's what my friend was working with or anything like that. So if you haven't watched part 1, please watch part 1 first, because that will give you some context into 111 on the clock. That will give you some context onto what I'm about to continue on with. So yeah, and I didn't mention it, but please drop comments and connect with me if this resonates. Or if you've been experiencing a similar journey. So in the previous video, I had touched on how my friend and I, the work we were doing together, was really bringing up my wounded feminine, and how he was pointing that out to me. And excuse me, I had some coconut water just before. And he asked me this question while he was holding space for me, which I didn't answer at the time. I didn't feel safe to be honest. He asked me, what am I afraid of? And now, at the time, I was like, well, I'm not really afraid of anything. You know, like I've been through a lot of darkness. A lot of fucking darkness, you know, and a lot of inner demons. Yeah, like I was suicidal for 3 and a bit years before I decided I didn't want to do it, you know, 233 on the clock. And upon spiritually awakening and diving into my shadows, it's like, yeah, I've danced on the border of lunacy. Like, if I feel like every single person who has awakened to their divinity and to their connection to source does go through that phase of, am I fucking crazy? Or, you know, like, is this for real? Yeah, so, you know, I've danced on that line. I have danced in lunacy and dragged myself back, and it's been a continuing journey, I guess. The deeper and deeper I dive, especially into coming into contact and with the beings that I have, like my count's 333 on the clock, thank you. The beings that I have connected with that are my new guides, that aren't quite very PC or socially acceptable in the spiritual community. However, you know, I have a very discerning heart. I have very, by the way in which I work, I'm very discerning, and I've been vetting my guides ever since doing this work. So I don't get a lot of nefarious energies or entity attacks anymore. 4:04 on the clock. But so wounded feminine and dark feminine archetype, you know, and that is the playing with the chaos. And for me anyway, you know, this is my interpretation of my experience with my dark feminine. And, you know, she correlates very strongly to me with my Lilith. My Lilith is in Capricorn. So, you know, I'm very astute and very, like, the real shadow of that placement, 4:44 on the clock, that shadow of that placement is controlling, you know, is wanting to be controlled, like wanting to control, you know. So it's no wonder I connect and have connected with the certain Capricornians that I have in my life, or Scorpionic types in my life, and have dealt with that desire to control me and have me conform. And it's just like, well, no, sorry, but you can't control me. Like, you can't, you know. And I say that so demurely, like I'm like some innocent little angel, but like, seriously, you can't fucking control me. Like, I'll give you the illusion and I will allow you to revel in the illusion that you are controlling me, but I'm gonna go and do and say and think and feel exactly what the truth is. And that's what I run on 5:44 on the clock. I am the truth. Yeah, I am divine love. And my dark feminine. So I keep getting sidetracked, but I sat ceremony last weekend with a beautiful new family up in the mountains. I'm just like having flashbacks right now. And we sat with grandfather, and it was so beautiful. And grandfather stirred to the surface a lot of what I had been in denial about my friend, about the depths of how much I loved him, you know. And also the fact that, you know, I did get duped, like I did get controlled there for a while, until November when I reawakened. And then he went off the radar and came back all love and light, like completely egoless, like in his heart space. And he was really good for probably maybe 4 weeks, I think it was. And then his energy started getting sketchy again. And that's when the controlling and the, like, really stern, like it was like he put himself up on a pedestal, is what it was like. Yeah. And what I was seeing online of him, like, and what he was sharing, and then the version of him that I was interacting with in the messengers was just like completely like two different people. I was like, all right, so what mask are you wearing? Like, what, you know, like, what am I dealing with today, sort of thing. And I became really like on eggshells, like 7:37 on the clock, to even bring up what I needed to bring up to talk to him about, you know, about the projections of the narcissism and the passive aggressiveness and the snideness and things like that I'd been noticing as a pattern. Anyways, I'm in ceremony and all of this is coming to light. I'm bawling my eyes out, like the medicine is just taking me on this beautiful journey. I'm bawling my eyes out, like through 8:08 on the clock, through happiness, like joy and bliss of like what's coming in for my future, and then in utter sadness and heartbreak over the connection being lost with my friend, you know. And it was like, and this is why in the last video I was saying that I still love him, because I do. It's the truth. 8:33 on the clock. I do, but the thing is, it's like, how do I explain it without sounding like a cold-hearted bitch? It's like, he doesn't need to be in my reality anymore. 8:48 on the clock. Because ultimately, as quantum physics says, like 8 on the clock, we don't exist unless observed. You know, reality doesn't exist unless it is by the observer. So I'm taking it as a soul lesson for me in letting go, because I really don't like letting go. Like when I love hard. Yeah, and that's not attachment, like root of all suffering and all that sort of shit. That's just like when I invest and when I let somebody in and when I invest and give all of my love to somebody, I don't do it by halves, you know? Hey puppy. And yeah, so I've been going through a heartbreak, but it's beautiful because it's a reactivation, you know? And as I say to my clients, like the depth of your darkness, 959 on the clock, the depth of your darkness, the depth of your shadow, the depths of the misery and the ickiness and the shit that you feel, and the lunacy, like the polarity exists, yeah? Like, and that is proof that the polarity exists, because that is law, yeah? So your divinity, your ability to be in joy and bliss, you know, that is, the proof is in the depths of your shadows, 10:33 on the clock, you know. So what came through after ceremony, and what I shared with the group, it was a beautiful intimate little group. Just some people walking past. Oh, she's on the phone actually, okay. And what I shared with the group was that, and it came out in channel, it wasn't like something that the medicine had gifted me during a journey, 11:01 on the clock. It wasn't like it was the wisdom from the medicine whilst I was in the journey. It came out in channel while I was sharing, 11:11 on the clock. And that is that I have been afraid of my dark feminine. Like, she is wrathful. She is fucking pure potency, chaos, fucking fire, dragon force. And she is not to be trifled with. 11:33 on the clock. You know, I have that ability to be evil, for lack of a better word. And I found it really interesting that, yeah, I know I'm a dragon. I've been a dragon in a past life. I know I have dragon guides. I have 2 dragons, 11:55 on the clock. There are some people walking up, so I might just see if they're going to chill or if they're going to keep walking. I think they're going to keep walking. But like this dark feminine in me is like sort of, you don't want to fuck with her. You know, and I feel like what came out through the ceremony, because my heart was so open, it was just like, yeah, I'm actually terrified of her power. like if I unleash her, what would happen? You know, and as I shared in the previous video, like 12:33 on the clock. As I shared in the previous video, like when I was 14, 15, I had my gifts taken away from me because I cast spells on a person in particular. And it was within a month or so, nothing was working anymore. And yeah, I was 14, 15 at the time. And so I don't want to call that energy back in, so we'll just stay on. I made a note so I wouldn't forget. Yeah, so what am I afraid of? I have been in denial about being afraid of just how fucking powerful I am. You know, even though I was very well aware of my power. 13:13 on the clock. Thank you so much. I have been like scared to unleash, I think is maybe the right word. Like, yeah. So I've been dancing with her over the last few days, and this medicine was San Pedro. I'd never sat with San Pedro before, and it has been. Grandfather has been a beautiful teacher, and like I was asking him questions during the medicine, during the journey, you know, with him, and the wisdom that was coming through was just like very similar to messages I had received earlier in visions. And when I was asking my channel, you know, about certain things, and especially to do with my friend and things like this, so I received a lot of confirmation. I also received very conflicting messages, and this grandfather was like, what does it matter? What does it matter what the answer is? And it reminds me of when I first started channeling Terrence, my guide. It's, you know, like just the egolessness of being present, absolutely present, not just in the I am, in the now moment, but in the I am presence, and knowing that I am nothing, but I am everything. 14:44 on the clock. It really brought me back to that moment, you know, of what does it matter, what the answer is. You know, like we create our realities. So I just wanted to share that. I just want to check my note to see if I missed anything else. Oh, that's right. Okay, so yeah, Spirit cut me off earlier when I was speaking about my friend's energy getting sketchy. It was 15:15 on the clock too. Each time that he dabbles, I guess, or invokes, which by the way I need to correct as well, because I said invoke with an E is to embody. It's not. It's invoking is to call upon. Invoking is when you embody an energy. So I made an error in my previous video. Sorry about that. Whenever he is invoking these energies, he will pull right away from me, and it's like I can feel it energetically because we have quite a telepathic connection, you know, an astral. 15:55 on the clock. There are people walking all around me right now while I'm speaking, and I really don't care. They hear what I'm talking about. Yeah, so each time that he is invoking these energies, he pulls right away from me, and I wrote down, I feel that it's because he knows, or his higher self, or the energies that he's invoking, whichever, or I don't know, whichever, or it doesn't matter really, but they know, those energies know that I'll be able to see beyond any facade that is put up in front of me, you know. So yeah, I just felt to like get that all out there and share for you guys. 16:44 on the clock, because I'm not going to be silenced anymore. And when I say that, I'm not saying my friend was silencing me at all. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I guess a symptom of narcissistic abuse is you lose your voice because you doubt yourself so much. You doubt what your reality is, and you don't know how to trust yourself, you know. 17:17 on the clock. So I'm just going to tune in and see if I'm meant to share anything else right now. Oh, the way it ended, that's right, we didn't touch on that. I did a little bit about how I was like really gentle with him and attempted to gently, like, because I told you I was walking on edge, I felt like I had to walk on eggshells around him, even though that was probably my own shit causing me to do that. 17:55 on the clock. I just want to show you this sunset. It's so pretty. How beautiful is that? 18:18 on the clock. So yeah, my guides were adamant that I had to say something to him about what I had been noticing in patterning and everything like that. My crows had been going crazy, like my crow guides. I work with ravens, crows very heavily, and they are major indicators for me, and they have never lied to me yet. So, you know, I know that I'm on point, and the this is why I'm sharing, I guess, is because of the duality of it and the polarity of it. So my friend, yes, has these narcissistic traits, as do I, as do you and everybody else on this fucking planet, if we're going to be brutally honest with ourselves, right? We all have narcissistic traits. Yeah, it's just to the degrees of 1919 on the clock, of whether we're conscious of it, whether we abuse it, the power, you know, and whether we use it to manipulate on purpose and with intention, you know. Now, we all have those traits, so I can equally see every single hue of him, and this is why I still love him, and this is why I'm sharing 1944 on the clock. That's a sync, and if he's watching, he'll know what that means. The thing is that like the polarity exists in all of us. 2002 on the clock. And I have seen all of his shadows and all of my shadows reflected in him from day dot. And I've kept holding the space for him to reveal himself, like, and not reveal like the manipulation or anything that I felt coming from him, whether that was intentional or not. I'm going to continue giving him the benefit of the doubt, like I always have, because I see his divinity, and I know that he's here for far greater, far more divine things. And when he's in his heart, he is just, he's magic, he's absolute magic. When he's not in his heart, it's controlling, you know. And I feel to leave it there because I love him very much. So if you're watching this, please know that. I always have done. Always. And I'm sharing this so that people can understand that it is completely okay to love and accept every single facet of the human being, whether they're ready to receive it or not. You know, we are the polarity, if we're honest with ourselves, you know, and it's what we do with the polarity that matters. Yeah, and for me, like, only love lives here in me. I am love. I am divine love, incarnate, walking this planet, and that's why I'm here, is to remind you all that you are the same, and that is why you are here, is to love. Oh, 22:00 on the clock, and I just got a little reminder. I got a vision of me sat by the lake whilst I was, yeah, thank you, I will share that. Thank you. So, the grandfather was showing me how I love, like, completely, fully, and how that attracts, like, lower vibrational frequencies. Again, this isn't all to do with my friend, this is just in general. 22:33 on the clock. You know, as your frequency raises, you are going to attract bugs. You are going to attract lower frequencies, 22:44 on the clock, that, you know, want to intentionally, unintentionally siphon that energy off of you. 22:55 on the clock. Now, I don't feel that he was intentionally doing that at all. I feel like, just as the connection between us two, it was a catalyst for the healing that we both needed. But what grandfather was telling me was how easily I love. And I spoke with grandfather, and I said, yeah, but I'm not going to stop loving. 23:23 on the clock. I'm not going to stop loving. I'm always going to love hard and completely and unconditionally, because that's what I am. It's who I am. It's what I am. So you can send me all the darkness that you wish, but you will never break me. Because something that I've been sharing online for a few weeks right now is that I am the oak tree with the flexibility of bamboo. I'm unbreakable. The fact that I am sitting here now sharing all of this with you is proof of that. I'm not curled up in some ball, bawling my eyes out, having sleepless nights because my friend's not talking to me, or because, I'm in a shadow. Yeah? That phase is over for me. I did go through that. But the darkness has never ever won, because every single time my heart breaks, it only lets more light out. And that's the truth of it. Yeah, it only lets 24:42 on the clock. It only lets more of my divine love and divine light out into the world. And as I said to Grandfather, I would rather have 100 more heartbreaks than to never ever feel what it is to be in love again. That is how much I love. So family, thank you so much for watching. Do we have anything else before I go? Is there anything else I need to share? Just the self-acceptance piece. Yeah. Self-acceptance and deep acceptance. Yeah. Okay. Acceptance and surrender into whatever is the path of least resistance. And be gracious in your heart for every single moment. As I shared on a live a couple of weeks ago, every single person that we come into contact and connect with is a gift. Yeah, no matter how painful or how joyful the connection is, we are each a gift to one another, and we've created each gift for ourselves. There's puppies. Oh, she's so cute. Tiny little poodle.
He's so naughty and sweet.
Is he? Have a nice night. I will. So the sun's setting now. It's bright pink. I think I might show you guys. But yeah, like we are a gift to each other and to the planet, and we just need to surrender into deep acceptance and unconditional love of one another for it to be what it is and what it is meant to be, if it is meant to be at all. So I'm going to show you this sunset before it drops completely. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching. Please drop in the comments if either video 1 or video 2 resonated. I really am looking forward to connecting with you all. And yeah, here's the sun. Quickly. Good night, brother sun. Love you. I love you all so much. Thank you again for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. You know the drill. If you want to contact me for a session, there's details below. And yeah, if you are still watching and haven't watched number 1, please go back and watch part 1. Alright. I feel to leave it there. If anything else comes up, I'll make a part 3. But until then, blessings. Have a beautiful, beautiful Libra Full Moon. I'll be doing a live, most likely, or a video for you guys for a reading. And yeah, I will talk again with you very soon. Bye. 28 on the clock.